Keep going, brother. Let's see what else you got to say.
Welcome back to Bodybuilding Nation. I've got some incredible physique updates and storylines to break down for you today that are shaking up the bodybuilding world. Let's dive right into the action. Sergio Oliva Jr. shows massive improvement. Starting off with some fantastic news, Sergio Oliva Jr. just dropped what I consider to be his best physique photos of the entire year. The transformation is remarkable, and there are several key improvements worth highlighting. The most striking change is in his chest development, particularly visible in his side chest pose. This dramatic improvement stems from his ability to finally perform pressing movements without restriction, something he couldn't do during his FIBO Germany preparation due to a shoulder injury. Sergio himself acknowledged before that competition on the Menace podcast that his chest wouldn't be at its best, and we definitely saw that flatness, especially in his front-facing poses, like the front double biceps. When people discuss Sergio Oliva Jr.'s incredible width on stage, this current front view perfectly demonstrates what they mean. He's looking incredibly round and full, commanding serious stage presence, a massive advantage for any competitor. His conditioning also appears excellent for someone roughly 5 to 6 weeks out from Europa Pro Germany, so that aspect seems well under control. However, there are still some concerns to address. Notably absent from his update were any back shots, which proved to be his biggest weakness when he faced Andrew Jacked and Cezanne Herati at FIBO Germany. He needed significant improvement in back density and thickness based on that showing. The absence of back poses in this update suggests that area may still need work and could remain a vulnerable point in his presentation. Despite this concern, Sergio looks phenomenal overall, and this represents his opportunity to secure his second professional victory and return to the Olympia stage for the first time since 2018. Andrew Jacked's strategic Olympia approach. Moving on to Andrew Jacked, who's showing incredible size and three-dimensional quality at 10 weeks out from his fourth Mr. Olympia competition. He's displaying serious strength in the gym, and this year presents a completely different strategic approach for him. For the first time in his professional career, Andrew is skipping the Texas Pro, abandoning his usual pattern of competing 8 weeks before the Olympia. This strategy never served him well in previous years, as he consistently appeared burned out by the time he reached the Olympia stage. This time, having secured his qualification at FIBO Germany back in April, he's focusing entirely on peaking for the big show. Andrew's pattern has been fascinating to observe. He consistently delivers amazing performances at the Arnold and Texas Pro, but struggles to hit his mark at the Olympia. This reminds me of the late, great Cedric McMillan's similar competitive pattern. The key question surrounding Andrew is, how high can he place at the Olympia if he shows up at 100%? Most of us agree that Andrew probably represents the biggest challenge to Samson Dauda, provided he arrives both dry and shredded, while maintaining his signature roundness, fullness, and wow factor. His Texas Pro look from last year serves as the perfect blueprint, an ideal combination of size, conditioning, and fullness. We can't expect Andrew to develop ultra-detailed hamstrings and glutes like some competitors, as it's not in his genetic makeup. More importantly, if he chases that level of extreme conditioning, he risks losing the pop, fullness, and raw factor that makes him such a unique and compelling physique on stage. This has been an exceptional off-season for Andrew, and I'm confident we'll see improvements when he steps on the Olympia stage, similar to how he looked his absolute best at Texas Pro last year after skipping the Arnold and enjoying a longer off-season. QUINT Beastwoods transparent preparation. QUINT Beastwood deserves major credit for his complete transparency during this preparation phase, hiding nothing about his physique development as he approaches competition. His latest updates from 4 days out show a dramatically different physique compared to previous years, bigger, sharper, and significantly more filled out. Quinton is getting closer to capturing his first professional victory, and considering his record shows 3 runner-up finishes, he's been consistently 1 spot away from that breakthrough win. Most people, myself included, believed Quinton had the most beautiful physique at this year's Tampa Pro, and many of us had him leading after prejudging. However, you cannot ignore competitors like Jordan Hutchinson, who simply outmuscles Quinton significantly, especially from the back. Quinton still needs more density and thickness in his back presentation, which remains Jordan's strongest advantage and will likely be his biggest competition at Texas Pro. Looking back at Quinton's 2024 season provides valuable insight. He showed up extremely dry and shredded for New York Pro, but lost too much size. When he filled out for Toronto Pro, he looked far more impressive and placed much better. Quinton possesses the type of physique that judges reward based purely on supreme aesthetics and incredible structure, even when conditioning isn't perfect. Hopefully, he shows up significantly better than his Tampa Pro appearance and secures the victory, as he would make an excellent addition to this year's Olympia lineup. Nick Walker versus Derek Lunsford rivalry heats up. The tension between Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford continues to escalate, with Nick delivering another direct response to Derek's previous comments about their Pittsburgh Pro encounter. Nick's claims aren't wrong. His near victory over Derek at Pittsburgh Pro definitely generated significant hype and momentum heading into this year's Olympia. Many fans now view Nick as one of the biggest contenders for the Olympia title, reasoning that if he nearly beat Derek, and Derek previously defeated Samson at the Arnold, then Nick belongs in that top tier of competitors. This logic holds water, especially considering what we witnessed last year when both Derek and Hardy Chopin came off their best while Samson wasn't at 100% at the Arnold, and Derek missed his mark at Pittsburgh Pro. All this back and forth between Derek and Nick is building into one of the biggest rivalries fans will be watching, not just at this year's Olympia, but potentially for years to come. Nick talks a big game, but the record shows he hasn't surpassed his 2023 Olympia placing yet and hasn't beaten Derek Lunsford. He believes the Olympia will be where that finally changes. Ers Kajinski's shadow mode preparation. Finally, let's discuss Ers Kajinski, whose physique updates from June around the start of his Olympia prep show him following his preferred approach of going completely off social media during preparation, similar to Dorian Yates' methods. You can never assume Ers will miss his conditioning mark because there's simply no other way for him to make the weight cut. He must eliminate every ounce of fat and water to achieve his division requirements. Ers has set an extremely high standard for his conditioning this time, telling Chris Bumstead he wants to show up with Andrea Munzer-like conditioning, referencing someone widely considered the most conditioned bodybuilder in history. There are visible improvements in his physique, particularly in his arm development. Somehow, Ers has managed to improve areas like his back and arms, even while managing weight restrictions. Obviously, his back won't rank among the top 3 in classic physique, but from these updates, it's difficult to judge whether he made significant improvements, since we'll only know for certain when he reaches peak condition. Just like last year, when many people counted Ers out of the top 3, people are doing the same this year. However, I believe he's right there in the mix, and the extended time off he took will serve his physique development very well. Wrapping up. That covers all the major updates and storylines shaping up the bodybuilding landscape right now. From Sergio's impressive improvements to Andrew's strategic changes, Quinton's quest for his first win, the heating rivalry between Nick and Derek, and Ers's methodical approach to peak conditioning. There's incredible drama building across all divisions. What are your thoughts on these developments, Bodybuilding Nation? Drop your predictions and reactions in the comments below, and let's keep this discussion going. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next update.